MBS Universe, we back on, but there is some bad news, if you know what I mean.
Oh
It has
man,
the coach. It
man,
it has
yikes!
the
Yeah,
it has the cult. It has the culture talking right now. It got everybody in a frenzy right now. So in situations like this, man, you're like the level-headed guy, the guy that kind of you know keeps it real with everybody when it comes to situations like this. You battle
yeah,
bad, or
yeah,
you have many conversations with bad news.
yeah,
What's
for sure.
your reactions to this paperwork of him snitching?
It's like right now, I'm in shock. I feel like I'm in shock. I feel like, I think I heard Geechee, everybody expressed their opinions about it. You know, man, I'm feeling it, man. It's weird, man. It's weird because I rock with Bad News, man. I rock with Bad News. He's a good dude. However, and I never even looked at that paperwork. Like I'm the type of person, like I don't look at people's paperwork. I don't look at that shit. I don't read that shit. But this is like been brought to me. So it was like, and I saw Jack Boy doing the live. Jack Boy was basically reading off what was on the paperwork, and allegedly, or whatever's on what it says on that paper is that, Bad News pointed out person that shot him and pointed him out in the lineup as the 100% sure that is the person that shot me. And it was like, that's literally the definition of telling on somebody. That's literally the
Ah,
definition of snitching. And it's like, I mean, damn, bro. I mean, because obviously you would look at it and say, well, if he was a civilian at the time, but it's like you couldn't have been a civilian because you got shot. Like you did something. You was in the street. I never talked to him about what happened, what was the
so
specific, how that happened. You
wait a
obviously
minute.
was active in the streets when that happened. So you had to
Wait,
be a street guy, right?
wait a minute. So I'm the guy that's always objective with certain topics. So he can't even get a pass if he got shot at and even robbed at. Like you can't even give him a pass for that because I don't follow the street code. I'm not the
They
street
not gonna give him
person.
a pass. I'm gonna tell you why they not gonna give him a pass. Because when you rep a gang, when you GD, it's just certain unwritten rules of the streets that you just have to you abide by. Are they silly or sometimes are they silly? Yes. Are they detrimental to the black community? Yes. But it's just but when you sign up for this life, you kind of already know what goes with it is death, jail, shooting, stabbings, the alleged code of silence. I mean, this is a worldwide thing. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm.
if he did what is being said, then he told on somebody.
But but is
Um,
but is but isn't the two sides to every story? Because we have yet to hear from bad news.
I feel like he need to jump out in front of this and address it. I feel like he needs to say something. That's why I don't even. That's why I'm not gonna go crazy and go super. I'm not. First of all, that wasn't my situation. That wasn't one of my homeboys. That wasn't nobody I knew. I don't even know what happened or why he. If he did tell, I don't know why he told. What was his reasoning? Because I mean, and I know everybody says where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? But where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? It's not central. But I'm gonna tell you something too about where you're from. Where you're from, there's snitches too. Where you're from, there's people that break the street rules. No matter where people be acting like their hood is the number one toughest hood and the number one most solid hood. And it's real niggas and fake niggas everywhere. It's solid niggas and it's what they call rats everywhere. And they all come from the same hood. They done grew up in this. They went to the same schools. They be homeboys. They be family members sometimes. So that street shit actually is only it only applies to those who apply it and live by it. There is no such thing as a, because you could have came from the same gang as somebody else. You chose not to tell. He chose to tell. It boils down to each individual man what he does in that moment, in that situation.
Um,
So, but I was gonna say, if somebody got at my man or got me, I kind of don't want to. Don't want you to go to jail. Like, I want you to be out in the street so I can get my lick back. I can get my retaliation. People always say, "Hey, go hand." And is that the right way to handle shit for real? Like being
so
older. Let's really
so
talk about it.
so
If a nigga shoot you, is it your absolute duty to get your gun and go and shoot him back and kill him?
man,
Or do you go to the authorities and tell on him and snitch?
he tried to rob him and kill him.
Try
Like,
to kill him.
bad news got a kid. Like, what do you
Yeah.
expect that? What do you expect bad news to do? To go and
We
shoot the
expect
guy back
no,
and
here's the
go to
thing.
jail?
And that's what I was gonna say, and I'm not making no pass. But however, when you are in a gang and when you rep street talk and your whole battle rap career is based on you being a street guy and doing street things, then it's like, yes, you are kind of obligated to go do some street shit. Otherwise, this is what Geechee calls studioing. Basically, Badnewz' whole career would be studioing, in Geechee's words. Basically, you fronting, you a perpetrator. You're not really like that. However, them same and Twerk, I agree with Twerk. The same snitches will kill your ass for real. Because let a nigga run up on Badnewz right now with some rah-rah. And if Badnewz got to handle his business, I feel like he gonna handle his business right then and there on the spot. That don't mean he won't do no what we call street shit. That don't mean he won't. Now, but again, in that moment, I never heard, like, for real, I never really knew anybody that really pointed somebody out and said, yeah, that's him. He shot me. Cause it's like all my uncles, my daddy, my whole family, I don't even want to say no
Wait a
names,
minute.
but just niggas, we kind of just be like, all right, we gotta go. We finna get you.
So if he really did this, are you no longer rocking with Badnewz?
Wow, man, like, look, man, it's crazy when you have a relationship with somebody, you know, when it's like a personal relationship. And I was with Adi Boom. I was standing right there with Adi Boom on stage when Big K pulled out the papers. To this day, I never even looked at the papers. Big K was passing the shit out. I'm holding Adi Boom water. He passing it out. I'm like, I don't even want to see this shit, because either A, it's some made up shit that's corny, or if it is real, it's like I can't even lay my eyes on that and be heartbroken that, you know, you did something, but you did something that basically is just like not street. You did something that's not street or not authentic or not real. But it's kind of hard to really just so you want to condemn. Here's the thing. What we do, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If we're talking about street ethics, street politics, then you really can't rock with that.
Right,
You can't rock with that, right? Because this is why Tretch said I do my dirt all by my lonely. If I go do a lick with you or this person, and I know they told on somebody before, it's like, bro, I can't go do no dirt with you. I can't. Either I'm gonna have to go do the dirt, and then I gotta get rid of you too after the dirt is done, because you're a liability now. So, but what we tend to do is it's almost like you cast a dark shadow over somebody's whole life for a decision they personally chose to make. Did that decision affect my life? No. Did it affect anybody I know? No.
So so
Uh,
um so you I miss you doing this. I actually want you to, start doing it, in 2025 because it was getting a lot of traction. You would do your top 10 list of, whatever it was, and one of them
yeah.
was street rappers. Bad News was considered, a top guy when it comes to the street battle rappers. He was one of them dudes.
Yeah.
Now
That's
that
that's
this
his
has
whole persona. It's
now,
over. Yeah, I feel like that's all.
so
Is
so what
over.
so wait, why does Kid Slade get a pass though? People forgave him.
Well, people. Again, I never looked at his paperwork. But people were saying that Kid Slade situation was a little bit different because I guess whatever happened, whatever he said, it didn't lead to somebody getting locked up or somebody.
Ah, okay, got you.
So I guess it's levels to. But Geechee said it ain't no levels to snitching. If you tell him, if he said, if I tripped you and you fail and you told on me for tripping you, you're a snitch. Straight up. Ain't no, oh, well, he only told that I tripped him. Like, because Geechee said, if you tell on something small, you'll definitely tell on the
So
bigger situation, right? So that's
so
some real shit.
so what? You
Um,
can't have friends that's a snitch?
I never had a friend that was a snitch.
Oh, okay, so
I never. If a
okay.
nigga in my circle ever told on someone or told on someone, I don't know nothing about it. I
Wha-
never
So
had that around me.
so what happened if you have a friend that doesn't follow the street code and just a regular person, just like me?
Oh well, that don't count. They're exempt.
Okay.
They're exempt. I think
Oh no,
that's and that's
that's
why
what
and
that's
that's
what I
why I
was
say
saying
this
though.
street code shit is kind of bullshit because it's like it only applies to the street niggas. But like if you're a civilian, it's okay for you to call the cops and nobody's gonna bat an eye. Nobody's gonna go crazy on you because you told the police something. If you're just a regular, you go to work, you take care of your family. I'm not mad at you. I do honestly believe it's an individual, every man, every woman, per man, per woman basis.
Okay.
I don't think it's a one uniform way of life because not everybody follow that street code.
Right,
Not
right,
everybody,
right.
and the crazy part is the ones but I think it's even worse, and that's what makes this bad news situation look bad. Is the ones that say they follow it and they portray it and they live this, and then they actually do the other thing.
Yeah,
See
yeah, yeah. That's
that's
what
the bad part.
that's the point that I agree with Geechee though. You can't go and say all this stuff about the dude, and then when you see him, you don't do anything. Like that makes me question you as far as
It's
your street code
it's
and
like
creep.
what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do to him? What do you that I feel like that's for like if I see bad news right now, am I supposed to like fight him? No, I'm not gonna fight him. What that got to do with me? Like that's not my situation. The people, whoever he allegedly told on, his people, they the ones that should be getting at him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just
But
unless you go to prison. Now, when you're in prison and you got that snitch jacket on you, like this is battle rap, and I get it. Like the streets and the battle rap worlds are intertwined, and it's like, but I feel like you kind of doing a little too much if you carry street politics over into battle rap politics. I only know you through battle rapping. Like I didn't put it like this. I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this much. If I grew up with Bad News and went to school with him, we done did dirt together and this, that, and the third, and I heard, then I find this out, then I would have a problem. I would have a problem.
okay. All right. So why did it take for it so long for the paperwork to come out? Like because there
Well,
was
I remember I remember Ace Amin had the envelope, and he was like, you know what I'm talking about. You like don't basically he was kind of alluding to like Ace was I don't even know if it was exactly this, but it looks like it was. Like it's like Ace been knew about this,
yeah in
and Ace didn't
2020.
do it. Ace didn't even say nothing. And that to me, that's some real shit, right?
Yeah, we
That was some
see.
real shit.
Yeah, we seen Geechee talking about it when they battle. We seen Twerk talking about it when they battle.
So it's
Even
like I think so. Maybe it was rumors or it's been rumors for years that there was some type of paperwork out there on him.
so Jack Boy just decided to put out the paperwork out of
Jack
nowhere.
Boy, he says he's the devil. He's the bad guy. He's the villain. He wants to smoke. He invites to smoke if it's some shit. And Jack Boy is a blood. He's basically saying, listen, if this is what you doing, I'm gonna expose this shit. I don't want none of this shit around me.
But
So
I think people actually knew about it, but they were protecting it the entire time.
had to be.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I
Had to
think
be.
that's I think those people need to be held accountable and they need to be questioned also. Like you knew about it,
See,
but you
yeah,
didn't
here's
want to
a
put it
yeah,
out.
that's a whole nother can of worms because it's like, all right, like if you knew and you didn't say nothing, then you're basically you was protecting them or you was looking out for them. Now with Ace, I feel like Ace probably felt like it wasn't his place to do that. You know what I'm saying? Ace basically, if Ace had that paperwork and he didn't put it out, I actually respect that. I don't look at Ace and be like, damn, nigga, you a clown. Why you didn't tell us? Like, put it like this. Put it like this, man. Um, if I had that information, I wouldn't have said nothing. I wouldn't even say nothing. Not on some. I'm protecting them. It would be more so like this is gonna come out, but I'm not gonna be the one to do it. Again,
So
that just boils down to each individual man.
so unfortunately,
Jack Boy didn't give a fuck. Like Jack Boy,
all
Jack Boy
right.
said, "I'm telling nigga,
Uh,
I'm gonna expose you."
isn't that snitching?
But it's see now and again now we going deeper into the rabbit hole because now it's like at its face value it is at face value yes it is, but then it's like I remember they was asking Cameron, hey, if there was like a murderer, a serial killer that lived next door to you, would you tell on him? And he said no. And they said, so
Okay.
you just let this guy go around killing people? And that ain't my business. That's what he said, right? So I think if I think you can get away with telling on something if it's to protect somebody else, if it's for a greater cause. Like if it's like it's a means to an end, right? So it's like if put it like this, if there was a house full of kidnapped children next door to me, and I knew that this guy was constantly bringing kids into the house, but I never see them come out, I'm going to call the police. I'm calling the police to protect them kids. I'm gonna go over there my damn self, knocking on the door with the pistol, like, "Hey, bro, what's up with these kids over here?" I'm telling. If I gotta call the SWAT team, I'm going to protect children. I don't give a fuck
Okay.
what they call me, right?
I do the
Now,
same thing too.
yeah. Now, but again, had somebody shot me and they said, "Hey, did you see the guy that shot you? Can you go point him out?" It's like, no, because
Uh,
I want to get him myself. However,
oh,
let's be real, and I like that's why I like being older and wiser. That actually might be the dumbest thing that I could do, right? Me
right.
going to get revenge actually could be the dumbest thing I could do, right? So
Right.
I'm gonna tell you what happens. So if somebody shoot me, realistically, me having my family, wife, kids, I'm actually supposed to go tell the police. I'm supposed to tell the police, fuck the streets, fuck this code, fuck this invisible shit, fuck this real nigga shit, fuck this snitch title. I'm going to do the right thing and let the law handle this shit. If they want me to go to
Right.
court, I gotta go to court. I gotta sit on stand. I gotta point them out and say, yeah, that's who did that. Yeah, I could go home. I could go home a free man. But if I go out here and murder this man, now not only did he try to take my life, but I took his life, and now I gotta go sit and do how many every years I gotta do away from my family,
So
which
let's
directly affects them. And then while I'm sitting in the prison cell, it's like, damn, I really just fucked my life up and my kids' life for revenge, and not because I wanted revenge and I wanted to be a street nigga. It's like it's like, bro, that's
mm,
it's
so
deep, bro. It's real.
okay,
This
okay.
real. This is
So
as real as it gets.
so let's fast forward to it now, because this weekend we do got the T top card. Bad News is actually supposed to be on there. He's supposed to be battling Av. So what should Bad News do? Should he show up to the battle?
Yeah,
Should
show up, show up. I mean, cause whatever. I don't know, man. What? Yikes! Look, man. Look. If you don't show up, I don't know if it kind of like I think honestly for people to be there's so many bloggers, and I think whatever is being alleged is like pretty much verified, I guess, because so many people wouldn't be talking about it and wouldn't be hurt and be adamant about it the way they are. And I remember I heard Twerk saying, you know, I knew it was real when I called him, and the first thing he asked about was like, how did they get his number? Like, how they got them niggas get your number, Twerk? Like, because basically somebody had called Twerk and let Twerk know what it was, and Twerk told them, "Hey, I'm about to call Bad News." And he called Bad News, and Bad News first reaction is, "How did they get your number?" Instead of him saying, "What the fuck? That ain't real." So basically, Twerk was like, "Yeah, that it was confirmed. Like, yeah, that it happened." So Bad News guy. I mean, what do you do? If you're
I
Bad
think
News, if I'm Bad News, you just gotta own up to it, man. If you did
yeah,
that, just you just gotta say, yeah, I did that. I did.
I
Yeah, I
I
told
think
them, and give your
I think
explanation.
he I think he should show up. If he doesn't show up, it's gonna definitely make it look even worse. Um,
It might make it
and
look worse. You gotta
yeah,
stand on it. I feel you
it,
gotta stand on it. I mean, does okay? How about this? Is would he be in any type of danger showing up to the event? Like, is there like unforeseen people that might be there that want to do harm to him? Does he gotta
if
show up
there's
with his pistol? Do we need to show up with his pistol? Do we need to bring like 10 people with him, and they all, kind of keeping their head on the swivel, looking around in the crowd,
I
seeing
think
if
he
anybody
should.
trying to run up on them? Yeah, I wouldn't go by myself. If I'm Bad News, I'm gonna show up. I'm finna rap my rap. I'm gonna get my fucking money, and I'll address it. Maybe he should change his
And
whatever his
and
first
and
round is. He probably need to add like maybe 8 bars saying, "Look, man, blah blah blah," whatever. However he want to address it, but I think
and
it should be addressed.
and I don't think T Top would let anything happen though, because it's his first event. So I don't think he would let
Yeah,
anything
and
happen.
TikTok don't want nobody mess up his first event, right? So,
And,
however, is
and I'm
that
pretty
let me ask you this: if you're T Top, is it a risk? Do you think it's a
it
risk
is a risk.
to let him
It is a
come to
risk.
the event and knowing that you're not basically knowing that anything the unexpected could happen? Or you just be like,
Yeah,
nah, fuck
yeah.
all that. Let's just battle rap. Let the nigga
I
rap.
wouldn't.
We finna have a good time. I got security. We good.
Yeah, I would look into those type of things though. If I'm T Top, this is my first event. It is in New York, and this is something serious. I'm pretty sure T Top and News had a conversation already. So
Right,
if the
right, right,
battle
right.
if the battle was supposed to be canceled, we would have heard something from it already. So I think the battle
You
still
still never
happening.
know until the day of the battle. You know how it be battle day and a nigga just don't answer the phone or don't show up. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, ain't no battles ever guaranteed until both niggas is on stage.
And it makes this card look more looking forward to and very excited to watch now.
Yeah, because now, first of all, I heard that Av wasn't gonna mention the bars or he wasn't gonna mention that angle. But I'm interested to see if any of the other battlers on the card will have a Badnewz bar with Badnewz being in the building. Or do they
Yeah.
just not even worry about that and they just rap they whatever their material versus their opponent and just
I
leave
mean
that shit
majority
alone?
I mean
But I'm gonna
majority
tell you something. I've been in this business for a long time, bro. When something happened, niggas be having bars about that shit like the same day type shit. And it's nobody's exempt. No one is exempt. Niggas is gonna have Badnewz bars for sure in battle rap. Are they gonna have it at that particular event? That's the big question. And they make you want to watch the card to see who's gonna say something and what they say. Matter of fact, maybe Av said I'm not gonna say nothing about it, but he might still say something about it. Like, does
well,
Badnewz even still show up? I don't know. Like, it's just like
so so